Welcome to the FI Newscast. I'm Brittany Borer. In this episode, we'll be getting this inside scoop on the latest trends in the specialty food industry. But first, let's cover the top stories for this week. Investigations continue within Archer Daniels Midland after they put CFO Vikram Luthar on administrative leave in light of accounting concerns in the company's nutrition department. Stocks have been on the downward trend since the news broke, and ADM has stated that their fourth quarter results release will be delayed due to these recent events. Bloomberg recently reported that although the nutrition sector of ADM is a small part of overall revenue, it had been the driver for big executive payouts in recent years. Struggles remain in the CPG world as consumers seem to be cutting back on purchases of higher-priced items. Conagra Brands said that its price mix fell into the negative territory for the first time since 2021. The company has faced 30% inflation over the past 3 years on everything from packaging to labor to ingredients. Meanwhile, Nielsen data showed Unilever plc struggled to defend fourth quarter grocery store market share in both the US and Europe, according to a Reuters report. The company lost market share for both the ice cream and mayonnaise categories in the month to December 3rd. And rival Procter & Gamble cut its annual profit forecast on the heels of a write-down in the value of its Gillette shaving business. But volume sales of daily use products in the grooming and home care segments were up 3% in the US. Asian cuisine has become the go-to choice in dining, according to several outlets. Yelp recently released this year's top 100 places to eat, with 1/4 of the rankings being Asian, Asian fusion, or Southeast Asian food. The New York Times did a deep dive on menu trends and found that yuzu, an Asian citrus fruit, was a particularly popular flavor across multiple restaurants. Food insights firm 𝗂𝗶𝘁 reported that the latest global taste charts showed an increase in international cuisine combinations, such as playing off of Filipino and American dishes. In addition to restaurants, QSRs are also working to fine-tune their own strategies when it comes to their menus. Some chains like Wendy's and Taco Bell are choosing to expand their breakfast menus. Ingredients like eggs, potatoes, and bread are relatively affordable, and research firm Technomic identified that breakfast will be a growing trend this year. On the other end of the spectrum, Placer.ai noted from their data that other chains such as McDonald's and Chipotle have seen more customers visiting their franchises later in the day. For example, last year about 21% of Americans went to McDonald's between the hours of 7 to 10 p.m. That's an increase from 18.8% in 2019. Recent studies are showing that the transition to artificial intelligence in the jobs market may not be as quick as originally thought. Data from MIT is showing that in most cases, because of the high upfront costs of AI-based machines, it would be pricier than hiring humans to do the work. In addition, the study also found that current AI technology could replace only about 1/4 of jobs out there where vision is a key factor. Experts behind the study say that this implies a more gradual transition of AI into the workforce rather than a rapid displacement. The specialty food category generated more than $194 billion in 2023, and this year's number is expected to be even bigger. So what are the trends for 2024, and can this segment still come out on top amidst the shaky economy? That's what we're going to hear about next. FI's Susan Choi got all of the insights from Denise Purcell, VP of Resource Development for the Specialty Food Association at their annual Winter Fancy Food Show in Las Vegas.
All right, Denise, so we are here at the annual Winter Fancy Food Show in Las Vegas. Great to see you again.
Great to see you.
You are an expert on trends. Let's get into trends. So what are you seeing in snacks?
Snacks. So for the first time, crunchy, salty snacks is the leading specialty food category by sales, according to our annual research. So lots going on. Chips, everything including potato, but not limited to potato chips. Interesting flavors, global flavors, pretzels, popcorn, anything salty, crunchy. It's really trending right now.
Okay, that kind of texture.
Yeah.
Taste. Okay. And what about breakfast foods? What are we seeing there?
So breakfast foods, it's kind of all about convenience, and that's a thread through a lot of trends, but breakfast is emerging, according to our consumer research, as an up-and-coming daytime, meal part where people are buying specialty foods. That and snacking is on the rise. Dinner and lunch is still prominent, but, kind of a little bit steadier. So mixes, granolas, syrups, anything kind of to go, easy, on the go, bars, ready to drink coffee. A lot of mixes that have kind of a health component to it, like they have protein added. You could make, your waffles or your pancakes or anything like that. Quick and easy, but convenient, less stress and mess, for the consumer.
Does convenience still ring true as like an important attribute in specialty food?
It totally does. In fact, a whole other trend is all about, we're calling it elevated convenience. Like, make it easy for me to cook at home, but cook like restaurant quality food or global foods. Give me an experience, but not one that I needed to spend 6 hours and 27 ingredients to do. So starters, sauces, mixes, frozen, all of that really trending right now.
Excellent. Okay. What about flavors? Are we still seeing a rise in spicy? Are we still seeing a trend in global flavors? What do consumers want these days?
A little bit of all of that. Global flavors for sure. In fact, there are some interesting Asian-inspired flavors we're seeing related to snacks, so kind of a cross-trend. Ube, which is like a purple root. Black sesame, matcha's been trending for a while. We're seeing those kinds of things more in snacks and sweets. Peach is a big flavor. Peach is the color of the year, according to the Pantone
color of the year, that's right.
So it's crossing over into housewares, fashion, and food. So we're seeing a lot of your traditional, peach preserves, peach tea, but also mixed with chili peppers, which is trending all on its own. Peach and lavender seems to be an up-and-coming kind of combination, and we're seeing that in confections, in baked goods, things like that.
Excellent. Okay, let's talk beverages. That's always been a very active category, I know, within SFA. Tell us what's going on with beverages.
Well, beverages is interesting because it's a smaller segment than food, but it tends to grow faster, so lots of innovation. Non-alcoholic beverages and alternatives and mixers has been trending for a while. Ready to drink seems to be back. The pandemic, it was a little bit slower because everybody was home, but now ready to drink, grab and go. I'm off to the office, I'm off to school, so coffee and tea. Traditional as well, lots of teas at this show. Functional beverages, that might have an added component to them that has a health benefit. Actually related to that, mushroom beverages. Lots of mushroom coffee, mushroom cocoa, mushroom chai out on the show floor.
Definitely seeing that mushroom coffee even apart from the trade show activity. We've been seeing that on the rise for a while.
Yeah.
Denise, tell me, when it comes to statistics, the specialty food category at large did pretty impressively, topped $194 billion in sales in 2023.
Yeah.
I think you were just telling me earlier it's expected to get even, generate even more money next year.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us, that we can anticipate from the specialty food category in 2024?
What's interesting about our category is it has grown consistently through the years, despite whatever economic conditions were going on. In times of recession, post 9/11, things like that, the pandemic, people turn to specialty foods because they might not be going for a big ticket item. They might not buy a car if things aren't so great. They'll treat themselves to some kind of an indulgence. And during the pandemic especially, they're cooking their meals at home. They wanted to add some excitement, some flavor to their lives. Sales went up, and we're going to continue to see that.
Excellent. All right. Well, Denise Purcell, Vice President of Resource Development for the Specialty Food Association. Denise, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Let's cover some of the events coming up in the food and beverage industry. On January 30th, the Conference Board releases latest data on consumer confidence. And also on January 30th, Starbucks announces their latest earnings results. On January 31st, the ADP releases updated employment numbers. And on the same day, the Federal Open Market Committee announces the latest news on interest rates. Before we go, I'd like to announce that based on our audience feedback, we will be splitting up our newscast. Starting next week, we will be airing an FI News review on Friday at 8 a.m., and an FI Spotlight segment airing the following Tuesday at 8 a.m. with a new guest appearing each week. And as always, you can check out all the great content that we've done by clicking on this playlist. Thanks for watching. I'm Brittany Borer, and I'll see you again next time.